Alright, so I think I'm recording here. We're solving triangles. Um, we're using the law of sines and law of cosines in order to do it. Um, Here initially with this problem we're given it's a side 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 situation. We do not have a known pair, an angle A and a side A, or we don't know any of the angles, so we can't start out using the law of sines. We have to use the law of cosines. um, I would use the law of cosines, and we're using it to find an angle measure. So I'm going to go ahead and find the largest angle that is opposite the longest side. So I'm going to find the measure of angle A first. So if I look to my reference sheet, I've got A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared, Pythagorean theorem, but then minus 2BC times the cosine of A. So I need to solve this equation um, for the cosine of A and then take the inverse. So if I do that, um, I've got A is equal to the inverse cosine, and it would be B squared plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2BC. Alright, now let's plug in our known values. Um, Length of B, 13.1. Length of C, 8.4. Length of A, 14.9. Alright. So we're in degrees, we're rounded to 2 decimals, and that's fine. Let's take the inverse cosine. Let's put parentheses around this numerator. Let's put parentheses around this denominator. Alright, so I'm getting an angle measure then of 84.74 degrees. And since that was the longest side, if there were an obtuse angle in this triangle, it would have to be angle A, because angle A I know is going to be the largest angle because it's opposite the longest side. So I can go to the law of sines now. I don't have to worry about taking the inverse sine of an obtuse angle. Alright, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now whether I find the measure of angle B or the measure of angle C. So the sine of C over 8.4, the sine of angle A, 84.74, and the length of A, 14.9. So I can come in and take the inverse sine of 8.4 times the sine of 84.74. Don't forget to close that parenthesis, 14.9. And we're getting an angle 34.15. Now, the last angle is the easiest because they have to add up to 180. So, measure of angle B is 180. Man, this is just not. Look how lagging this is. It's very difficult to write. Alright, well, I don't have to write it here. I can just go with a calculator and do this. Because it's lagging so bad I can't even write. 180 minus the sum of my two angle measures, 84.74 and 34.15. 61.11. They gave us three sides, asked us to solve the triangle. We found the three angle measures. We had to start out using the law of cosines, and then we just, I decided that it might be easier to then switch to the law of sines, provided that you avoid the possibility of the inverse sine here. When we found this 34.15, you want to avoid obtuse angles. We knew that there was no way that it could be an obtuse angle because the largest angle we'd already found it, and the largest angle, there can only be one obtuse angle in a triangle. So hey, I hope that helps. I'll talk to you later.